This live stream brought to you by the Excelsior Citizen and these generous sponsors. The Simmons Sales Team, your hometown realtors. Our Excelsior Springs Hospital, where better care is right in your backyard.
Whether we're talking about our dedication to preventing and restoring power outages, our pursuit of safety, or providing the best member experience possible, we are relentless in serving our communities.
Since 1974, Chuck Anderson Ford has proudly served the community's automotive needs. From new and pre-owned vehicles to parts and service, they've been there in the past and they'll be there in the future. Visit Chuck Anderson Ford today. Find out how you can advertise with Excelsior.
God our Father, we do thank you, Lord, for this evening. We thank you, Father God, for your blessings upon this city. Father, I lift up all those who make up on this board. I lift their family up as well. Father, we want to thank you for how you have blessed this far throughout this year. And Father God, we will continue to give you praise and honor and glory. Father, as we come this evening, we ask that you will bless those who will stand behind this podium and present their proposal to this board. And Father, that it will benefit more to this city. May we gain more and more from thee. Father, we ask that you will bless us now. We ask that you will thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who died on the cross that we may live. This we ask in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could we have the city clerk conduct the roll call of council members, please?
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Present.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. At this time, I'll entertain any visitors who would like to speak to the council. Let me get back here. Seeing and hearing no activity, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the special city council meeting of December 8th, 2025 at 5 p.m.
I move we approve the special city council meeting minutes from December 8th, 2025 of the 5 p.m. meeting. Second.
All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. The minutes are approved. And now I entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the special city council meeting of December 8th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m.
I move that we approve the minutes of the special city council meeting of December 8th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m.
Second.
All in favor of approving those minutes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. And those minutes are approved as well. At this time, I'll entertain a motion to adopt the agenda as it has been printed and presented before you.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Rennie?
Yes.
Councilman Spear?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John?
Yes.
Mayor Spawn?
Yes. Number one on the agenda this evening is consideration of adding Chapter 171 of the Municipal Code relating to the Public Safety Sales Tax Committee, ordinance number 25-11-07. This ordinance was previously tabled, I believe it was from November 17th City Council meeting. And And so with the details of this ordinance is our city manager, Molly McGovern. Molly?
Okay, thank you. This ordinance was tabled in November. It's coming back to you with a couple of changes. I was directed to make sure that the percentage of allocation between police and fire is 60% to fire, 40% to police, and that is from the revenue of the public safety sales tax. There is one additional caveat. We recognize that we're getting ready to have an expense pertaining to the dispatch console, and because police dispatches for fire, the cost of the console will be shared 50-50 from police revenue and fire revenue out of the public safety sales tax. And I believe those were the only changes from how it was originally presented. We did make sure that in the ordinance that the correct title of the committee is Public Safety Sales Tax Oversight Committee.
Okay. And if I remember correctly, this was to codify something that actually never got
It did not happen.
done a long time
Yeah,
ago.
that's right.
Okay.
So when did the public safety sales tax originate? Was it
2005.
2005, right?
Okay, yeah.
So I have a whole host of questions,
Sure.
of which I'll reserve for later, but what prompted the change?
So you mean the change?
From that, so it's been 50-50
Oh,
for
I see.
20 years.
Okay.
So what isn't working about that
So
particular?
the conversations that have been happening are center around the inflationary cost of fire equipment that have been occurring over the last several years, and that's really principally what it pertains to.
If you remember, about 3 months ago or so, we had a council retreat, and we discussed this topic and came to a consensus among the council to do this.
Yeah, I remember you asked us our opinion, and the way it was positioned was, you buy a police car, it's one cost. You buy a fire truck, and it's exponentially greater. But I'm not sure that, does this split get us to where we need to be with purchasing fire equipment?
No.
No, but I'm not willing to.
So
take any
then
more.
where's the difference going?
Let me see if I can't state that differently. That there is X dollars that are generated from public sales tax annually, and while it has a steady growth each year, the cost of fire equipment is
But the cost of
and
police equipment is.
too. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, the cost of police equipment
Both
is
are-
subject to the same inflation
Both
pressures.
are exceeding, the inflation on the equipment cost exceeds any growth in the revenue side of it. As we saw from some of the consolidation of fire truck manufacturing, has made equipment every bit of, I think one year when we last purchased a fire truck, it might have been $400,000. That same truck might be $1 million today. It's just so extreme in the value differences. So when we look at police equipment is pretty consistent, where annually you need X number of cars, not every year, but maybe 2 this year, 3 next, something. It's not like you need a fire truck. This fire truck's going to have a life of 10 years, and then another one needs to be purchased mid-year through that lifespan, and it's going to last 15. We know those large costs are going to hit at certain intervals, and when we look at those over time, we know we can't afford it in the long haul. Something has to happen. And when I look, and I'm going to add ambulance pricing to this too, because the cost of an ambulance likewise has exceeded the cost exponentially. So when we look at when we need to buy ambulance, fire trucks, and police cars, we know that in the next 5 years we are going to be probably okay. But the revenue cannot last and accomplish the equipment replacements that we're gonna need in about that time frame. So I really think you need to be thinking about what happens, what do we need to do in the next 5 years to shore this up so it doesn't reach a point where we just can't replace equipment. So I'm just gonna go back to and ask John a question. When the public safety sales tax was originally put in place, the revenue was something in the neighborhood of 500,000 a year, and now it's about 1.2 million a year. And I think you all have always said that you never thought it was going to last much longer than X years, and it has performed better than estimated. And so while we don't predict too far in advance, 5 years is kind of getting out there in terms of a window that you can predict. But we have to look at those things on a larger scale because some of this equipment lasts 20 years. So we have to know where we're going. And at every year you get closer to it, your window of prediction gets better. So I'm just saying out there, in the next 5 years, we need to keep an eye on this and figure out what the solution is.
Yeah, and I understand those variances, and
Yeah.
there's multiple variables at the table. For example, the number of pieces of equipment for fire
Yeah.
versus the number of pieces of equipment for the police.
Yeah.
Police are exponentially greater, but we buy those more frequently,
That's right.
so it's easier to forecast those costs.
Right.
But my hesitancy is, one, we're 4 months into the budget year, so we're turning to the police department to say, we need you to figure out a new budget that we've already put together.
So it doesn't impact your
doesn't
budget.
impact the budget.
Here's how it impacts. So every year we have been taking 50% of the revenue and saying that belongs to police and your expenses come out of that and carry forward whatever you didn't spend. So fire, because they know they have these large purchases,
Mhm.
they are less likely to purchase many things in between the big purchases. So you can expect them to be building a larger cash volume
Understood.
than police will. But they get to carry forward what they don't spend each year. And so it won't impact their budget. So honestly, when they
But
budget.
the net is they have well over $100,000. They, being the police department, will have more than $100,000 less to work
Yes.
with
That it
on a
won't grow.
go-forward basis.
Agreed. It won't grow that.
And
I
that
think it's
same
140.
100,000 really does nothing in the grand scheme of things of funding
It does not
new fire
accomplish.
equipment.
It doesn't achieve.
So
It
then my
actually
question would
does.
be, so what are we accomplishing with the change in allocation? Again,
You're
20
giving the fire
years in.
department an opportunity to purchase other items. Right now, they are in a position where they don't buy anything basically with public safety sales tax. They save it all for their rolling stock, and their operating equipment doesn't really get the attention it deserves.
They have salaries and plans
Well,
in
they
public
both
safety
have, they
sales.
both have salaries.
Right, understood, but
And if
I mean, they're
remember-
spending some of those dollars on an annual basis.
And if I remember in prior conversations, we're also looking at starting to incrementally back off of some of those salary percentages
We would like to.
as we can.
And
if
it
there's
wasn't-
dollars
It
elsewhere.
wasn't possible this
Right.
year.
Put
So
those back in their budget and
I
then allow more
I
money
hope
for
that-
equipment.
natural economic growth allows them.
I wish this were a simple answer.
It-
I don't
yeah.
think this is even an answer. I don't think it's far from simple, and I'm not sure we're achieving any objective by making the change.
Well, if we don't do something, we're gonna be in a
allocations.
position where a bill's gonna come due for an ambulance or a fire truck, and we're not gonna be able to pay for it unless we lay people off, don't give raises, or go to the taxpayers for more funds.
So basically, right now, the thing that complicates this a little bit is he has to order a ambulance or fire truck potentially 3 years before he'll take delivery of it. And that also locks in the price. So 3 years down the road, he's predicting whether or not he's going to have the balance of funds that he needs to have made that commitment. And so that's a lot of planning in advance for things you know can't predict. So that is one complication that occurs that doesn't necessarily happen in most of our other departments. But he's doing that, and that's why he forward plans so far in advance. So I really feel like that if we don't change the percentage, or if we change the percentage, that in the next 5 years is predictable. But you need to be spending these next 5 years for a solution, a long-term solution. Which is helpful.
In addition to
It's
that,
helpful to have a runway.
yeah. I guess if in the future, if we look at this and see it's not working, we can also go back and amend it.
That's correct.
Any other questions or comments?
Are there other expenses that are being paid from public safety sales tax outside of fire and police?
Oh, no. It's police and fire only, and it is really limited to their rolling stock salaries, and then they all have some PPEs and some other items related to most likely radio, maybe agreements for radio maintenance, in that vicinity of things. Training, if I failed to mention that. Those very common things, but nothing beyond police and fire.
Any other questions? Comments? All right. We have before us an ordinance adding Chapter 171 of the City Code of the City of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, relating to the Public Safety Sales Tax Oversight Committee. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-11-07 to second reading.
I make a motion to take ordinance 25-11-07, consideration of adding chapter 171 of the municipal code relating to the Public Safety Sales Tax Oversight Committee to second reading.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. For the second reading, we have an ordinance adding Chapter 171 of the City Code of the City of Excelsior Springs, Missouri, relating to the Public Safety Sales Tax Oversight Committee. I'll entertain a motion regarding ordinance number 25-11-07.
I move that we approve ordinance number 25-11-07, consideration of adding chapter 171 of the municipal code relating to the Public Safety Sales Tax Oversight Committee.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Spear,
No.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. Ordinance number 25-11-07 is approved. Number 2 on the agenda is consideration of approving a First Amendment to site agreement with SBA Towers 2 LLC regarding the wireless communication site located at 781 South Kansas City Avenue, ordinance number 25-12-04. And again, with the details of this ordinance is our city manager.
Okay, thank you. So in 2004, the city entered into a ground lease with SBA, or it could potentially have been a different company operating in the same way, for them to install a tower and lease space on that tower for cellular operations. So that it was a 25-year lease in 5-year increments, and it had escalation clause every 5 years. As they have contacted us requesting that we extend this lease now, because it would provide long-term site certainty for the cellular carriers that are evaluating future equipment placement. So this agreement that we're currently under will expire in '29. So they're asking to amend the agreement to extend it for an additional five-year cycles, giving it to, let's see, I'm not going to do the math on this. 29 plus 25. And give a 3% annual increase on each anniversary. And it would also be a monthly rent of $1,680 in '29 when the lease would be active, and also a one-time $6,000 payment. So we have several of these kinds of agreements all over town, some on water towers, some on individual towers themselves, and this one is a tower on the ground we own. And I think it was in the vicinity of where the animal control facility used to be,
Yeah.
on South Kansas City Avenue.
And it's, mathematically, it's saying pretty much the same thing, right? We're exchanging a one-time 15% for an annual 3% escalation clause over a 5-year period that can be renewed 5 times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we think it's
It's a
a
mouthful.
it's a better agreement.
I just want to make sure I was
Yeah.
tracking the numbers.
Yeah, it's a better agreement, and typically we get a lot of calls from our ground lease leasees, I guess, that want to negotiate a buyout and own the land, and we've never been interested in that because the lease payments are pretty good. So.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? We have before us an ordinance approving a First Amendment to site agreement with SBA Towers 2 LLC regarding the wireless communications site located at 781 South Kansas City Avenue. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-12-04 to second reading.
I move we take ordinance number 25-12-04, consideration of approving a First Amendment to site agreement with SBA Towers 2 LLC regarding the wireless communication site located at 781 South Kansas City Avenue to second reading.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And for the second reading, an ordinance approving a First Amendment to site agreement with SBA Towers 2 LLC regarding the wireless communications site located at 781 South Kansas City Avenue. I'll entertain a motion regarding ordinance number 25-12-04.
Move to approve ordinance 25-12-04. Consideration of approving a First Amendment to site agreement with SBA Towers 2 LLC regarding the wireless communications site located at 781 South Kansas City Avenue.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. Ordinance number 25-12-04 is approved. Number 3 on the agenda this evening is consideration of amending the schedule of fees, Title I, Appendix A, Table A7 of the Municipal Code related to planning and zoning fees, ordinance number 25-12-05. And we have presenting the details of this ordinance our Community Development Director, Mallory Brown.
Good
Welcome,
evening.
Mallory.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. Before you, like the mayor said, is an ordinance to amend the schedule of fees. Back in 2022, the city adopted new policies and procedures for site plan review, and so they separated site plan review into a major and then a standard site plan review, but subsequently never assigned any review fees to it. All of our other planning applications do have a review fee. When I think about planning applications, site plan review is probably one of our more lengthy review processes and one that takes a significant amount of time from staff, particularly the major site plan review, so that would be for much larger developments. And we have no way at this time to recoup costs. Public Works does have a mechanism in the fee schedule to recoup costs for their third-party engineering reviews of the public elements, but our department has no opportunity to recoup cost. And so we looked around at other cities in our area. We looked at the whole Kansas City metro area on both the Missouri and Kansas side. And then we looked just really locally, Lawson, Kearney, those sort of things. And feel that setting a $400 fee for the major site plan review would be the request, and a $200 fee for the standard site plan review. So that major site plan review is reviewed by staff and then taken to planning and zoning and then ultimately to city council. So it's a much larger process. Before you this evening for your consideration is an ordinance to amend this fee schedule and set the fees for major site plan at $400 and for standard site plan at $200. And I would request that the council approve this ordinance.
And those site plans are divided by square footage, correct?
So there's a couple things. So yeah, square footage is a trigger point. So that would be for new builds and then expansion. Any site development involving 10 or more acres. So even if it's the square footage of the building isn't 20,000 square feet, but the site itself is larger. There's also any remodel or addition to an existing building that involves 70% or more of the exterior facade. There's several trigger points for that major site plan review.
Would this be in any direct or indirect relation to some of the conversations we've had about having pre-developed ideas for different areas in town? And if that is yes, is there an incentive for someone if they were to go with one of our pre-designed?
So this isn't related to that at all.
Okay.
I think that if we were to go to those where we have sort of the pre-approved plans, we would talk about what the fees looked like there and if maybe there was some leniency. Typically there is when other cities have adopted them. Maybe there's no review fee or something like that, or the permit fee is less. That's something we would talk about. And many of those would be infill developments, which typically would not trigger site plan review.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, so this isn't a mechanism by which to recoup fees from our residents or single family homes or anything like that. We're talking about development here.
Okay.
So
More
typically commercial development or a larger scale residential development that wouldn't be done by a single person. It would be a developer developing numerous homes
Okay.
or apartments.
Any other questions or comments for Mallory? All right, we have before us an ordinance amending the schedule of fees, Title I, Appendix A, Table A7 of the Municipal Code related to planning and zoning fees. I'll entertain a motion to take ordinance number 25-12-05 to second reading.
I move we take ordinance number 25-12-05, consideration of amending the schedule of fees, Title I, Appendix A, Table A7 of the Municipal Code related to planning and zoning fees to second reading.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And for that second reading, an ordinance amending the schedule of fees, Title I, Appendix A, Table A7 of the Municipal Code related to planning and zoning fees. I'll entertain a motion regarding ordinance number 25-12-05.
Move to approve ordinance 25 TAC 12 TAC 5, consideration of amending the schedule of fees, Title I, Appendix A, Table A7 of the Municipal Code related to planning and zoning fees.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. And I've lost track here. Was that second reading?
Yes, it was.
Yes, I thought
That
so.
was approval.
Okay. Ordinance number 25-12-05 is approved. Number 4 on the agenda is consideration of selecting TMAC Construction LLC for the demolition of the Roosevelt High School press box demolition project for $18,375 and approving an agreement related thereto, resolution number 1628. And again, it is Mallory with the details.
Good evening, thank you. So over the summer, we were notified by an adjacent property owner that there was a partial collapse of the press box structure at Roosevelt High School. Subsequently, we went out there and performed an inspection and began the process of declaring it a dangerous building or a public nuisance. and worked through that process with the property owner. So they were given the 30 days to comply. We spoke to them multiple times. We held a required meeting with the property owner. It became very evident that the property owner was not going to be able to do this, and the 30 days came and went. And the property owner, while the communication stayed steady, is not in good health at all and was in the hospital most of the time during those 30 days. And I believe have subsequently been in and out of the hospital again. I don't think that the property owner has the financial means to complete this work. And so I feel pretty good about the fact that we have attempted to exhaust every effort. In the meantime, there's still a public nuisance that exists, and this building is half collapsed, and I believe that it will continue to deteriorate over time. It's in really rough condition. So with that being said, we gained access to the property and let the property know that we would be pursuing demolishing the building and then subsequently placing a lien once the demolition is complete. They're very aware of that, have signed off on that. And so we went through our public bid process as required and sought bids. We left it open for quite a lengthy time, longer than we typically would leave a bid open, just hoping that we would get a qualified demolition contractor, or a few of them. And we sent it to about 15 or so demolition contractors that the city has previously worked with in the past, and anyone that pulled a demolition permit in our city in the last 5 years. And then we just used good old Google and searched demolition contractors in our area and sent it to everyone that seemed to be a legitimate contractor. We heard back from some of them, talked to a few who just said it was a small project and they weren't going to bid it. So ultimately, we only received one bid, and that bid was from TMAC Construction in the amount of $18,375. When I look at the project, I do feel like that is a fair price. I've checked references on the contractor, and all were very favorable toward the contractor. And I am kind of aware of some of the work they did for KCK Community College, and seems sufficient to me. I've spoken to the contractor about the project, and I feel comfortable with them as the contractor. So I am before you this evening to ask for approval of both a resolution and an agreement to enter into contract with TMAC Construction for the demolition of the Roosevelt press box. They will demolish the press box and restore any land that they might disturb in the process.
Will they take down the structure that the box is actually attached to?
So not the concrete portion, which is the part of the stands.
Okay.
But the back portion that cantilevers out over, yes, they will take all of that structure down. And then it is pretty close to an adjacent residential home in the back there.
Close.
So yeah.
I would just like to go on record as saying I appreciate you thoroughly vetting this one bid.
Well, I hope. I really hope to see more bids, but yeah.
And I appreciate you taking the time to answer my plethora of questions
welcome.
today.
Yeah.
Some along that same line. And I'm happy to hear, I just wanted to confirm, so there would be a lien that
Correct.
we would place on this to
Correct. To
hopefully
recoup
recover
all of
those
our
dollars.
costs. Correct. Mhm.
And what is the process for recording that lien? Does that get recorded to
It does.
the county tax record?
To the county, it becomes a special tax bill,
Okay.
which carries on with the property, and so, yeah, at point of sale, we would receive those funds
Okay.
back, or if the property owner decided to pay them.
Any other questions or comments for Mallory? We have before us a resolution selecting TMAC Construction LLC for the demolition of the Roosevelt High School press box demolition project for $18,375 and no pennies, and approving an agreement related thereto. I'll entertain a motion regarding resolution number 1628.
pennies don't exist anymore.
That's right.
I move we approve.
They're worth a lot more.
Resolution number 1628, consideration of selecting TMAC Construction LLC for the demolition of the Roosevelt High School press box demolition project for $18,375 and approving an agreement related thereto.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. Resolution number 1628 is approved. Thank you, Mallory.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Number 5 on the agenda is consideration of board reappointments to the Vintage Plaza CID, resolution number 1629. And I believe our city manager will offer us the details of these appointments.
All right, thank you. There are 3 board members' terms to expire during '25, and these are 4-year terms. Those appointments would be, everyone is eligible for reappointment, includes Melinda Mahaffey, Dr. Nick Hauk, and Charles Anderson. And those would expire in '29.
Okay. Any questions or comments regarding these appointments? We have a resolution approving the board reappointments of Melinda Mahaffey, Nick Hauk, and Charles Anderson to the Vintage Plaza Community Improvements District. I'll entertain a motion regarding resolution number 1629.
I make a motion to approve resolution 1629, consideration of board reappointments to the Vintage Plaza CID.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn,
Yes. Resolution number 1629 is approved. Number 6 on our agenda is November Revenue Report and Financials for Review. And bringing us the details of these beautiful documents is our Finance Department Director, Vonda Floyd.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Within your council packets, the Finance Department has provided for your review the details of appropriations and revenues for the month of November 2025. The appropriations are in accordance with the city's purchasing policy and are as follows. Appropriations on November the 6th, 2025, $252,114.89. And I did want to note that Councilman Spear had inquired about a $576 payment that was from Parks and Rec paying to the Excelsior Springs Golf Course for golf lessons. So I did forward to him today. It was for youth golf camp. It was for 9 youth golf campers, and Parks and Rec received those funds, and then they paid to the Excelsior Springs Golf Course $576 for those lessons.
I appreciate you following up on that. It just caught my attention.
Yeah.
Are we paying for golf lessons?
Yeah, and I think they did this on the Wii Leagues, which I think that we had
Yeah.
heard was highly successful. I think that
Yeah.
they said
No,
that it was really a
your
great
explanation
experience
was
for those
perfect.
young golfers. So, appropriations on November the 13th, $772,902.80. Appropriations on November the 20th, $319,157.24. And appropriations on November the 26th of $227,426.56. Payroll on November the 14th, $411,027.45. And payroll on November the 26th, $483,165.11. For total appropriations for the month of November, $2,465,794 and a nickel. And total revenues, there's your revenue report, 34 pages long. And on page 34, you will see total revenues received of $2,884,108.44. I'll be glad to answer any other questions if you have them.
Not specific to this, but are things moving along on the most recent audit? I know last meeting we approved for this.
Yeah, they were engaged for more days. They were actually in-house for 3 days last week, and they were off today doing some training Friday, and they'll be in-house again tomorrow. But I think that we are moving along swiftly. I mean, from the feedback that I'd received from 2 of the auditors that were here, they were impressed as to how much that we had already to give them on their PBC, which is provided by client, which I think is a 81-item request list. And sometimes each one of those might be 16, 30 pages long. So we feel like we're moving forward swiftly.
Very
Yeah.
good.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I had the pleasure of speaking with Jacob the other day.
Okay.
And asked me a few questions, and he said things are moving along much quicker on this one, and hopefully we'll get caught back up soon.
They are. There's been a little bit of a learning curve. They changed their site, which is a client site that I have to submit documents into. So I think it's new for them too. So they've been asking for client feedback on that, and I gave them a couple helpful hints that should help future clients and us in the next audit also.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vonda.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That report is for audit only and needs no council action. Number 7 is on the agenda item is notification of change orders. Molly, would you like to
Yes.
give us the details of these change orders?
So our purchasing policy has a caveat that that I can approve negative change orders and change orders up to a certain dollar amount, but I need to, at the next council meeting, make the council aware of those approvals. So there are 2 change orders that are in this list, this council meeting. One is change order number 5 on the Dry Fork project, and it is a negative change order of $85,976, and it mostly pertains to adjustments to quantities, which is what happens a lot of time near the end of a project. You've estimated the quantities and the dollar amount per unit at the beginning of the bid, and at the end, when the project's getting to the end, you sort of make adjustments. Something might be long and something might be short in quantities. So this change order, for the most part, is listing those quantities that are being adjusted to actual. So there's additional storm work that was listed, adjustments to quantities for 6-inch PVC, concrete sidewalk, rock excavation, quantities again on the Dry Fork portion, and then the gate post. There were additional gate posts installed. And then change order 6 is also a negative change order for $11,000, and this pertains to temporary seating adjustment. They changed the method.
Due to the timing of the project, they had a temporary seeding plan going in to plant more of a ryegrass earlier in the fall. They didn't get all the degrading work done to where they didn't need to do that. What they're doing out there right now is planting the permanent seeding.
Okay.
So basically didn't have to put down any of the temporary seeding.
They wanted to get that seed down much earlier than they did, so
Yes.
so the ryegrass would take root.
The water line would have kind of pushed that all back.
Yeah.
So that's.
And both of these change orders are reducing the
They are.
overall. Okay.
Yeah, and
Kind
they
of change orders I like.
Yeah, so they represent change orders that I've agreed to, and so you should see this on your agenda from time to time going forward for any projects that this is happening to.
Okay.
So it doesn't require a council vote or anything, so we just thought maybe the best place to locate it is at the end of the agenda so we could cover any conversation about it.
Great. All right. We'll enter into a time of remarks, and we'll start with Molly.
All right, thank you. Today, the Missouri cities, or I'm sorry, the Clay County cities met with Senator Gregory. Last year we did this. The City of Liberty has a legislative aide, and she arranged the meeting for all of our cities to come together and just have a nice conversation about legislative directions and things that are in cities' minds about the upcoming legislative session. So today was that day for this year, and we were very pleased with the opportunity to have some good conversation about, he's new to Clay County. I think his district changed some, so he was, while he's been in office, maybe in the middle of Missouri, he didn't extend to Clay County until recently. So he says he enjoys this part of this district, and had good conversation about how last legislative session went and things that he thinks will be on the agenda again this year. So great conversations.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. We'll move on down to the other end of the table. Councilman Rennie, what say you?
I have no remarks tonight.
Councilman McGovern.
Thank you. I noticed that the police department had another nice shot with the cop event over the weekend, just judging from the photos. Made a lot of kids happy, and the officers looked like they were pretty darn happy to be doing it. And I think they had an excellent trolley driver.
They did.
That's
Who
all I
might
got.
that be?
Anybody we know?
That's all I have.
Councilman Spear.
Nothing else this evening.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John.
I noticed in the weekly epistle from the city manager that Larry Tarrant is 20 years in, which, you know, I appreciate people that spend long-term with us. That's special, because when you lose those folks, there's a whole lot of institutional knowledge that goes as well. And to have somebody with 20 years in that position, they've gained a lot of knowledge. They know a lot of people and a lot of things.
Specifically, he's our radio guy.
Yeah.
He did the Mars.
Okay.
He was the contact person to lead that project.
So you're going to be involved in our endeavor?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Excellent. Okay. That's it.
All right. I've got a couple of things. A couple of weeks ago, attended the Keystone Awards. Did you mention this last Monday night?
No.
Okay. Thanks for not stealing my thunder.
You're welcome. Anytime.
Got to receive a couple of awards on behalf of the city and the Veterans Administration for the new VA medical clinic. I've given that plaque to Mallory to take to the powers that be at the Veteran Administration. And then we received an award. I received an award on behalf of the city for the Dry Fork Creekway project, and I forwarded that to Chad to hang in his office, and Andy. I handed it to Andy, and then Andy handed it to Chad. So appreciate everything that Public Works does, and that project has really come along down there. It's looking really good.
Thank you.
And I know that there are several people glad to have those roads open again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to our city employee luncheon tomorrow at the Elms. And,
Elms.
Montgomery.
They're gonna be
at the Montgomery.
Yeah.
I thought it was
You
going
might
to
be eating alone.
I misread that. I told Ann
missed
Sue we were
you.
going to the Elms. All right.
A small
thank you.
crowd.
Yeah. And this is Gary Rennie's, Councilman Rennie's last in-person meeting for council until April. He is relocating for the winter to Texas, and so the next time we see him, we'll be on the big screen. So travel safe and enjoy your family and stay warm. Thank you. Yeah. And then in light of some really negative comments that appeared on social media regarding some of our Christmas decorations, I just wanted to say how proud I am of Downtown Excelsior Partnership, our Christmas committee, and all of the volunteers who put their heart and their soul into transforming our community into a little winter wonderland. Have we got room for improvement? Yeah, everybody does. But
And we got room for volunteers.
and we have room for volunteers. For those who complain, if you're out there in Cyberland, jump up and
Yeah.
speak up and put your gloves on and go to work. So anyway, that's all I've got. So I will entertain a motion to go into closed session.
I make a motion to go into closed session pursuant to the revised statutes of Missouri, Chapter 610.021, paragraphs 1 and 2.
Second.
Roll call, Shannon?
Councilman Rennie,
Yes.
Councilman McGovern,
Yes.
Councilman Spear,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem St. John,
Yes.
Mayor Spawn.
Yes. Meeting is closed. Thank you for coming, everyone. How are you doing, David?
Getting older.
I see that.